Brad Dison here. This is a modern reproduction of the toy helicopter that Milton Wright bought his two sons, Orville and Wilbur. This is supposedly the toy which sparked their interest in flying. We're going to put this together and see how it flies. Let's take a look. And of course, I need scissors. All right. All right. The instructions are on the back. Maybe they'll be easy for us to read. Let's take a look. Now this modern reproduction is made out of plastic. The original would have been made out of probably balsa wood, I would guess. Some light kind of wood. All right. Oh. This has a Wright Brothers timeline from bat to flight. Take a look at that. Let's read what this says. In 1878, Bishop Milton Wright bought his two youngest sons a marvelous toy. It was a rubber band-powered helicopter. Will and Orv were fascinated by the toy. They called it a bat because of the way its wings seemed to flutter, and played with it until they wore it out. Even after they were grown men, they continued to fashion these little flying machines to delight their nieces and nephews. They wound the toys up and set them flying so the children could chase them. On December 17, 1903, they did the same thing on a much larger scale, letting the Kitty Hawk life-saving crew chase their powered flyer across the dunes as they made the first successful powered flights in history. Orville and Wilbur Wright finally flew together early in the morning of May 25, 1910. Orville was the pilot, Wilbur rode in the passenger seat. History does not record whether they mentioned their rubber band power toys as they prepared to take off, but none of us are really very far from the things we love as children. We carry their memories with us through life as touchstones to remind us of who we are and where we're going. As the Wright brothers listened to the wing covering flapping in the wind stream, their bat must have been very much in their minds. Now, let's assemble this thing. Slide the center support onto the middle of each long rod. Slide the sail on the lower half of each rod. All right. All right, slide it right on there. And then this one next to it. And these sails probably would have been made out of satin, I would assume. That must slide right in there if I can do it without damaging it. Right, that's one on there. I'll put the other one. Let's go this way. Yeah, there's a thick side. If you can see it, there's a thick side on here and then a narrow side. The thick side is the one you need to go through these thicker rods. Slide the propeller and bottom brackets like so. And this is the bottom bracket. easy to do. Well, it was easy until I said it was easy. We're getting close. Let's compare it with the picture. Slide the rubber band through the center support. This one came with 2 rubber bands. Slide it through the center of it right here. And this rubber band will produce enough force to hold this thing together. A little bit fiddly to get it on, but not too bad. That's it. The next thing we need to do is the cross arms. Slide the square end of the cross arms through the sails and into the center support. It's hard to get into right there. Let's do it this way. It's easier to get in there this way. It's looking more and more like it's supposed to. It is a fragile toy, I'll tell you that. So be careful when you're putting this thing together. All right, and there is the final assembled Wright Brothers bat. And you're supposed to be able to wind it up, and it's supposed to fly. It says, wind the propeller clockwise. Start with 50 revolutions and increase as desired. Release propeller while holding your bat vertical. Be sure to hold bat at arm's length to prevent possible eye injury. Let's go see. This is a modern reproduction of the toy helicopter the Wright brothers' father bought for them. This is the thing that sparked it all. The instructions say to wind this about 50 times to begin with, and it should fly to a height of about 30 feet. The original one, I assume, would have probably been made out of balsa wood or some light wood, not plastic like this one. And let's turn this about 50 times. That's 20. I'm going to step back so I can release this thing and you can see it. All right. And there it went. I'm going to step back a little more. This toy has become known as the Wright Brothers bat because Orville and Wilbur said that it reminded them of a bat flying in the air. You can still buy these online. I bought this one off Amazon. Let's watch it. Now I'm going to try to launch it with one hand while I'm holding the camera with the other. Let's see how this goes.